All right, gang, it's been a minute since we talked about Sweet Baby Inc. But we got to talk about them today. Apparently, have they been dropped or fired by Sony? I don't know. We're going to get into it. But before we do, make sure y'all like the button, subscribe to the video. Man, you know what to do, man. Shockwave, let them know what to do. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the grift, man. So before we even get into the grift, I just got to let you know that we are using that Park Place article. And you know we haven't used them for a while for obvious reasons. Coolergate. But I was able to verify the source being used for this is Master of the TDS. That's the source that they're using. And of course, they compiled all the information. So we're going to use that right there. So, you know, we're going to tread lightly. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and dive into the grift. Okay, Sweet Baby Inc. reportedly dropped by Sony as gaming giant canceled several projects with SBI involvement. Now, they say it's been a long time coming, but it looks like the industry may finally be waking up. According to a verified source, insider speaking with the Gothic Therapy YouTube channel, Sony has allegedly begun canceling contracts specifically involving controversial narrative consulting firm Sweet Baby Inc. The insider, who has provided accurate information to Gothic Therapy host Master of the TDS and Writing Raven in the past, claims these weren't random cuts. They were deliberate, targeted terminations of in-development projects that had Sweet Baby Inc. embedded in them. Check out the full video expose there. Now, obviously, we're not going to watch the whole video. If true, this could mark a significant turning point in what has become known online as Gamergate 2, the rising backlash against forced narratives, identity politics, and game development, and the shadowy consultants who reshape beloved franchises to serve political messaging. Okay, over the past year, this is a recap. We want to see what the quotes were. Let me see. Let's see. Let me get to the quotes, man. Well, I guess we got to get out of context. Okay, fine. They've proudly boasted about centering marginalized voices, but gamers have repeatedly pointed out that what they were really doing is whatever, we skipping that word. Gutting it of risk, edge, or authenticity in favor of bland moral lectures and identity checklists. I couldn't agree with that more. Okay, so she noted that her black female Commander Shepard, the game's customizable protagonist, first interacted with Jacob Taylor. Who cares? I'm trying to get to the quotes. The general idea was, holy moly, representation is cool, but in my Mass Effect experience is that almost accidental form of representation, because it's something that's a possibility. It's not guaranteed for any player depending on the kind of character and the command Shepard you make, Belair said during a speech in 2019. So I thought it would be amazing. Wouldn't it be amazing if this wasn't an accident, but it was actually the intention of the game designers? Oh, yeah. Okay, I get what they're saying there. But let's get to the quote, man. Okay, so here we go. According to the Gothic Therapy insider, one of the projects canceled may have been a follow-up to God of War Ragnarok. The source couldn't confirm whether it was DLC, a spinoff, or a full sequel focused on Atreus and Loki. Only that it had Sweet Baby Inc. attached and that Sony may have pulled the plug. Okay, this is significant not only because of the franchise's importance to Sony, but because Sweet Baby Inc. had already publicly acknowledged involvement in Ragnarok. If the sequel was similarly influenced, its cancellation would be a major blow. Okay, let's see. Sony has reportedly canceled multiple in-development games in recent months with no official explanation. Okay, so I guess we would just have to watch the damn video, because these niggas absolutely did not put any of the quotes from the actual video. How long is the video? How long is it? We might have to bring it up on New Black Street or something like that.
Over the past year, we've exposed...
It's only 5 minutes. It's only 5 minutes, so we can watch it.
How Sweet Baby Inc. has embedded itself in the gaming industry, rewriting narratives, shifting priorities, and shaping entire projects from the shadows. They've dodged accountability. They've pretended it's all harassment. That Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what gamers think it does. But now, someone might finally be pulling the plug. A verified SBI insider has come forward with something massive. Sony has started canceling contracts, specifically the ones with SBI attached.
Shout out to Master of the TDS.
Hello, and what is going on, everybody? It is Master of the TDS, and I'm joined by my lovely wife,
Writing Raven.
Welcome back to Gothic Therapy. Our Sweet Baby Inc. insider has come forward with some very interesting information involving Sweet Baby Inc. And this time, it involves Sony.
But before we jump in, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Join the night shift and stay up to date with everything.
Make sure y'all subscribe to them.
don't want you to know.
Before we dive into the insider information, we'd be remiss not to mention that Sweet Baby Inc. CEO Kim Belair was already in the news recently.
Thanks in part to the work of my amazing husband.
Guilty as charged. At GDC, Kim gave a talk about artificial intelligence in gaming, saying it should be used for empathy and inclusion, not profit, which is a little ironic considering what her company actually does behind the scenes.
I wonder if she named her AI Bowser.
That joke will never get old.
Kim preaching inclusivity with AI is pretty rich.
When the biggest name in gaming might be cutting ties with her company entirely. A source we've fully verified, someone who's given us solid info in the past, reached out with a claim. Sony has started canceling projects that had Sweet Baby Inc. attached.
We don't know every project, and we can't confirm each title independently, but the source was very clear. These cancellations weren't random. They were deliberate.
If a verified insider isn't enough for you, that's fine. Treat it like a rumor. But we stand by the source 100%. And what they told us tracks with what's been happening behind the scenes. Back in January, multiple reports surfaced that Sony was quietly canceling half a dozen in-development games. Titles weren't named, but they were described as major projects, some already years into development.
And this wasn't just casual restructuring. These were deliberate, targeted cuts. Projects
Nah. Concord did scare they. They scared their ass. Man, play it. What you doing?
that were already deep into production suddenly dropped without explanation.
If Sweet Baby Inc. was embedded in any of those titles, Sony may have finally decided it wasn't worth the risk.
And it gets even juicier.
According to our insider, Sweet Baby Inc. was involved in a follow-up to God of War Ragnarok. Whether that was a DLC, a spin-off focused on Atreus, or even a full sequel,
Hey, shout out to Atreus, Griff God, we in this bitch.
Can't say for sure. But what we do know is this: that project may no longer be moving forward.
And it wouldn't be their first time. Sweet Baby Inc. had narrative involvement in Ragnarok itself. They even posted about it.
So if they were embedded again in the sequel, and that's one of the contracts Sony just axed, then Sony might have pulled the plug on a flagship project because it had the Sweet Baby stink all over it.
So what does this actually mean?
It could mean the industry is finally pushing back. That after all the narrative meddling, after all the consultant-driven homogenization, Sony might be the first domino to fall.
If they're canceled...
Okay. I think we got the message there. Okay. So a bunch of projects that had Sweet Baby Inc.'s name attached to it were canceled. Now, does this mean that the industry is revolting against Sweet Baby Inc.? Me personally, as much as I would love to celebrate that, I think that's probably cope. I think these were probably, more than likely what happened here is that there were just a lot of projects that Sweet Baby Inc. consulted on with Sony, and they were going to get canceled anyway, whether or not Sweet Baby Inc. was involved. I mean, with Concord performing the way that it did and how much money they lost on that, knowing that they was trying to bring all of these live service games, they didn't cancel it because of Sweet Baby Inc. They canceled it because they started to realize that those games wasn't going to work and that people just wasn't going to play slop because you called it a live service. Just because it's an online service and you want it to have an online community does not mean that everybody's going to play it. And Concord was a stark example of that. You got to bring good content. And so what's likely going to happen is that even though those games were canceled and Sweet Baby Inc. was involved with them, they're probably going to just do other projects and involve Sweet Baby Inc. That's just me giving you the straightforward answer of what I believe. I would love to grift and tell you we won, Sweet Baby Inc. is over, and all of this, but I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I would love to, but I can't. But I mean, if you would like me to grift, I could grift. You know, we won. Hey, Gamergate 2, fuck Sweet Baby Inc. And damn, I wasn't supposed to say that. And Kimberly lost. I mean, you know, griff. But I can't. I'm sorry. That's just not how I really feel. I think you know that by my reaction. But shout out to Master of the TDS. Shout out to that insider for giving us that information. If we start to see other companies cut ties with Sweet Baby Inc. projects, then maybe we can go there. Outside of that, you guys let me know what you think down in the comments. As always, may the grift be with you. I'll talk to y'all later.
Oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.